I'm a woman and I have been given this opportunity to speak on this important bill. I feel privileged and I profusely thank you. Sir, as I stand up to talk about this bill, I'm reminded of a quote from Gloria Steinem. She was a prolific writer. She said, "The story of women's struggle for equality does not belong to any single feminist or to any one organization. It belongs to the collective efforts of all who care about human rights." I underscore this expression, human rights. We are not talking of Indian women, Muslim women or Hindu women. We are talking of human beings. And sir, I must tell you that this particular day is a historic day. I wonder how many women from all sections, especially the Muslim women, must be glued to the TV set and waiting for yes from Lok Sabha to this particular bill. I'm sure they must all be glued to the TV set and awaiting with bated breath. So I think all of us need to commend the efforts of the government and Honorable Prime Minister for having shown the courage to come up with this kind of bill. And this bill in Lok Sabha is not something new. This has come twice. This has been debated upon, and all the suggestions that have been worthwhile have been incorporated. So this particular bill is a logical culmination of the verdict given by the Honorable Supreme Court in Saira Bano case on 22nd August 2017. Since morning we have been discussing about it. And we are aware of the judgment. The judgment was clear, it upheld, it very clearly held that TALAQ violated constitutional morality and was against the tenets of the holy book of Quran. We are aware of this very fact. And so this judgment, a very historic judgment I must say, this judgment was a step towards liberating Indian Muslim women from the whimsical and capricious method of divorce, where there is no room for conciliation. So this is absolutely against principles of natural justice. This violates human rights, and this is against the concept of women empowerment that all of us have been talking about. So I was in high school in 1984 when the famous Sahbano case had come up. And we were all so very excited when the judgment had been passed. A particular Muslim sister of ours goes to the court, seeks sustenance and maintenance from her husband, who has pronounced instant triple talaq, the three words. She needs sustenance, she needs maintenance. And of course, I must thank the then Supreme Court. In fact, the judges there, they came up, they stood in favor of this woman, Shahbano. But unfortunately, I remember we were in high school and there was a celebration in the high school. It was a girls' high school and there was celebration. We celebrated the judgment of the Supreme Court. And come what may, we see one fine day, the then Congress government nullified the effect of this great judgment. And it limited it to the alimony. It limited the alimony to just 90 days of divorce. Iddat period, इस्लामिक लॉ में जो इद्दत पीरियड है, उसी समय यह एलिमनी दिया जाएगा, ऐसा कहा गया था. यह बड़ा दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण, यह बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण स्थिति थी. Sir, with all conviction at my command, but at the same time with all humility, I would say that there cannot be better time than today to put an end to such regressive notions of patriarchy which treat women in an undignified manner. Regressive notions of patriarchy, I underscore, which treat women in an undignified manner, sir. Honorable Speaker, sir, this is a classic example of inadequate policy response to such social practices in the name of religion. Sir, yesterday, when I was told I had to speak today, I went through all the discourses, all the deliberations that had taken place in the Lok Sabha when this bill had come up for debate. I went to the library, I sat there till late hours, and I was going through the discourses. Sir, I'm extremely happy to place before the House, this august House, and also need to congratulate Honorable Minister and the government headed by Honorable Prime Minister for having incorporated all the worthwhile suggestions. It's a cognizable offense, but there are ways how to do it. This has already been discussed. I need not delve deep into it. It is definitely a non-bailable offense, but there is conditional bail. We are also talking of compoundable offense. Something compoundable we are all aware of outside the court. If the couple wants to settle the dispute, it can do, and the magistrate will take note of that. And of course, there is a question of, there is the issue of allowance also. Shah Bano case would not have happened had this act been there at that point of time. Allowance. We have to have the allowance. Subsistence allowance has to be given. Yes, it was under 125 Criminal Procedure Code. And of course, there is the issue of the custody of children also. So imagine, women are on the streets. Where will the children go? So it's a very good thing that has been brought in the Act, and again, once again, I congratulate Honorable Minister and the government for having thought about all these humane elements. It takes a toll on the mental health of children if the man and woman, if the father and the mother separate themselves from each other. So there's a great thing that the custody issue is also been brought in. So in the morning, in fact, since morning I have been sitting here in this particular chair and I am listening to all the discourses. I'm surprised. There is absolutely no content, no substance. Absolutely no content and substance. Where is the logic? Where is the argument? Why should we say no to this bill? There is absolutely no convincing logic whatsoever. Sir, 20 Islamic countries have banned this. In this parliament, there have been legislations against dowry, against sati. Then what is the problem about this particular thing that we are talking about? So I think I was going through a business standard report. Sorry, I'm mentioning the name of the newspapers. Business standard report where Honorable Minister had been quoted. I have done good deal of research last night. And at that point of time, it was in December 18, Honorable Minister had mentioned in the Business Standards report that between January 2017 and December 2018, more than 477 cases of triple talaq had been registered. Sir, this is unfortunate because this was after the 22nd August 2017 judgment of the Supreme Court, where it was declared as we have just discussed that particular thing we have just, yes.
Madam, please try to.
Constitutional morality, violated constitutional morality that we have discussed. Sir, I know it's time to wind up, but at the same time I must say that this is a historic opportunity for all of us in this august House. We all need to unanimously support this particular bill, cutting across party lines. Sir, it's a question of women, it's a question of their rights, and it's a question of human rights, and that is why we need to support it. Sir, I am reminded of a quote from our departed leader Nelson Mandela. He had said, "Freedom cannot be achieved unless women have been emancipated from all forms of oppression." And sir, before I conclude, I would just like to make a remark. Somebody said, and I had read somewhere, when men are oppressed, it is tragedy. Sir, I repeat, I seek your attention, please.
Yes, please, conclude now.
When men are oppressed,
Please. Let she conclude. So good.
So when men are oppressed, when men are oppressed, it is tragedy. But when women are oppressed, it is tradition.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
This is not acceptable, and this tradition of oppression of women must go.
Thank you.